Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, now known as the FlezFam. So right after Capcom's big showcase in June 2022, I saw a link for people to sign up for Exoprimal's first closed network test. I figured, what are the chances of me getting it? A few weeks later, I got a Steam code for it. For those of you that don't remember when Exoprimal was revealed, it was heavily rumored that a Dino Crisis revival of some sorts was in the works. The survival sci-fi horror video game about taking on dinosaurs was one of a kind back in 1999. It was also critically acclaimed, so understandably, people got excited with the rumors. Then, Capcom revealed the dinosaur-ridden survival game, with a red-haired main character, just like Dino Crisis, plus the heavy rumors. This was it. This was Dino Crisis, the fudge is Exoprimal, was the reaction everyone had. I was excited still. I checked out the footage and this looked like Capcom's take of an ongoing online game, the likes of Warframe. Now, Capcom doesn't have a good track record of online games other than the one franchise that did it well from the start, Monster Hunter, but that wasn't entirely online focused. So maybe a monster-driven multiplayer online game with guns can do the trick. Capcom has been killing it for the last few years with their games. The network test lasted only 3 hours, so I got my ass home real quick and managed to play enough to get an idea of what the game was, how it plays, and how it runs. More importantly, is it fun? And the answer is yes. The game was hella fun and the potential for it can be massive. No such lag, no frame drops, and the controls and gameplay felt snappy and responsive. I'm not the most experienced with shooter-type games in general, but this over-the-shoulder action and the visual impact of seeing and killing mounds and mounds of dinosaurs felt really satisfying to watch and play. The game starts out with a cutscene explaining the overall premise. The world you live in spawns these dimensional rifts that summon tons and tons of dinosaurs. It is your job to suit up, take them down, and clean up the streets. You're a brand new rookie to the job, and this is your first major interview/test. There is some basic customization you start out where you pick your fabric jumpsuit, its colors, and your face and facial features. It's very basic, but from what I played so far, kind of unnecessary since you never see your character's face in-game anyways. Time to ace your interview, which is your tutorial. Don't screw it up though, cause you need that job. It's nice to know that in the future, when we get overrun by hundreds of dinosaurs, even that job gets competitive. Alright, so you get introduced to the controls and luckily the tutorial gets right to the point in teaching you everything you need to know. In Exoprimal, you are an exo fighter and you wear several exo suits you use to exo-size. Get it? Exo-size? Okay, that was a bad joke, but it did remind me of my favorite horror movies as a kid. The Exorcist. Everything felt snappy in the tutorial. Running and movement felt like it was at a decent speed. You quickly learn that each suit has their own mechanics. Each suit has its own name and fall in one of 3 categories: assault, tank, and support. They seem self-explanatory, but in the network test, you only get access to 4 out of the 10 exo suits. 2 assault suits, Deadeye and Zephyr, 1 tank suit, Roadblock, and 1 support suit, Witch Doctor. The 4 suits were more than enough to test out in the short amount of time that I had, and I did get to play each one. They feel very different from each other. The tutorial starts you with Deadeye, who uses long-range weapons like guns and grenade rounds. Here's the kicker though, you're not committed to one suit. You can swap out your Exoprimal suit at any time. You're told to switch out to the Roadblock suit, which serves as your tank with big punches and giant shields. And then, you switch over to the support suit, Witch Doctor, who focuses on healing and, supporting. Duh. But that's not all, folks. Capcom decided to take a page out of Nintendo and Mario Odyssey this bitch. By picking up an item known as Dominator, you can summon and control a giant T-Rex. Okay, so at this point I'm thinking, this is actually kinda cool. I need to play an actual game now. They then cut the tutorial, tell you you did great and you got the job. Congratulations. You're no longer unemployed. The mode they immediately allow you to play is Dino Survival. You are pitted against another team of 4 on a map. First team to finish all missions wins. Easy enough. There's also some backstory lore about this artificial intelligence called LEVIATHAN. Something about you fighting for it, but whatever bro, as long as we get paid. Anyways, I immediately loaded up all the suits I had available and picked Zephyr, the assault suit I didn't get to play in the tutorial. Zephyr is all about speedy physical combat, with a quick dash, shoryuken uppercut, and mega blowback punch. The missions are simple. Kill dinosaurs in an area, then move on. You do this for a few rounds without breaking too much of a sweat. Based on the hour I played, most of the common dinosaur enemies are these small blue velociraptors that try to swarm you. There are also these bulbous looking dinosaurs with a giant pimple on their heads, ready to pop and explode in your face after taking some damage. Then there are some big dinosaur drops, like this Triceratops that charges at you for really heavy damage. And then there's also the T-Rex the opposing team uses, which they get access to seemingly when they start losing. You never get overwhelmed until this big giant-ass dimensional rift pops out with hundreds and hundreds of dinos. It literally starts raining hundreds of dinosaurs on you. While this is happening, the AI is directing you like a manager and even tells you you should, quote, consider this superior dinosaur threat an opportunity for professional growth. Bruh, this really is a job. And here's where I actually start dying. You see, at this point you realize you need support from your coworkers and a collaborative effort to survive this game. After some struggling, you finish your mission of wiping out the dinos and then are told by your manager to prepare for combat. You get teleported to a different area of the map and are tasked with picking up 100 cartridges that are scattered all around the map while also killing the opposing team and stealing their cartridges as well. Of course you win because you have 3 years of experience. At least that's what you wrote on your resume. The rest of the game is played in Spanish because you also mentioned you are bilingual. You wouldn't lie, right? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? I'm kidding. Your manager tells you are victorious and that you earn the right to live. I assume from the living wage he's about to pay you. Just like a regular job. After a brief monologue, the Leviathan AI says that we are special exofighters meant to collect combat data for the making of an ultimate exosuit. Humans are meant to fight and die for it. That was the one full match I had time to do before they booted me out. But I did get to play half of the next round, which took place at nighttime on a different map. This map also played flawlessly. There was never a hitch or lag, even with what seemed like hundreds of dinos and special effects on the screen. The second part of the game was escort the data key, which seemed like the equivalent of a tower or area control type of mode. Unfortunately, I got booted out before playing it because I only had an hour to play it. I was left super excited for the possibilities of this game and just how overall fun it was. It didn't seem like it was too much of something. It wasn't complicated to pick up, and it seems like the kind of game that really focuses on gameplay. It almost felt arcadey-like, which is phenomenal because the fact that Capcom, that focused on arcade games back in the day, might exist in the new modern era with an online game that functions kind of like an arcade too. I love that idea, and I hope to see more of this game. If you have any questions about Exoprimal or want to know more about it, let me know. I will have another opportunity to play this game on a further date. So if you have any questions or want me to find out something about the game, then hit me up or comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. I will be covering tons of different games, a lot of stuff that I really like, such as games from Capcom and Nintendo. So if you're new, make sure to join the FlezFam, subscribe, and turn on notifications. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.